Hey, RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch. What's going on, everybody? I'm in a new place today. Sorry, I don't never get my tripod out before I start. I'm gonna have to lift that up. I'm in a new place today. Never been here before. It's a very liberal spot down here. I bet everybody down here voting for Kamala Harris. Pardon my my camera shit. What up, y'all? I bet you there's a lot of Kamala Harris votes down here. I fucking guarantee it. Man, it's hotter than a bitch out here. She is the beast. That bitch is out of her she is out of her damn mind. Oh my goodness. It's always, to me, it's easy. You know, I'm a parent, so I can say this knowing what it is that I mean, because I know that I know that I've lived it. Thanks, Zach, for sharing the link. I know that I mean it because I can feel it so well. I'm living it right now. I got 3 little kids. And my oldest boy is 20 years old, believe it or not. I'm fucking 43. I got a 20-year-old son. I'm living it right now, knowing how it is when you have to look at something that's a reflection of you and then call it like it is. Be honest with it. My kids are bad because whatever I'm doing about the influence and the discipline, I'm pretty sure all kids are just bad. I know that. I was bad as hell as a kid, but there's something about how bad my kids are. Sometimes I gotta say there could have been something that I could have done as a parent to curb some of this wild behavior that my kids have, and I can only blame myself for that. And when I look at government business, the way the world works in general, anything that we allow bad people to get away with, they will just get away with it and continue to do it, and then blame you when you call them out. Blame you when you remind them of like an oath of office or something that they already promised. This promise gave us the confidence and the trust to give them the position that they have in the first place. So when I ask people like if politicians have broken their oath of office, when you say sleazy politician, everybody know what the hell that is because it just fits so well. You know what you're dealing with when you talk about politicians. So and if you can ask yourself if they violated any of their oath of office at all and what that means in regards to the state of the country. The state of the country is what it is because it's being run by criminals. Y'all haven't figured that out? All of them are too. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. They're all criminals. They're all capable of being sexually blackmailed. They can all be bought. And we see this happen on both sides, Democrat and Republican, since the beginning of all of this American experiment. We've always seen it. The founding forefathers owned slaves and stuff like, come on, man. Y'all hate to admit it because of what it sounds like or what responsibility that puts in your lap. You just hate that. But it's already too late. The truth is already the truth, whether you recognize it or not, whether you run from it or not. The truth will always be the truth, and the truth will make you, the truth will just give you what you deserve. That's what the truth does. And the fact of the matter is the country's in the condition that it's in because it's being run by criminals, and it's not even that hard to figure out. I don't know where y'all are. I don't understand. But if you did not understand that until you heard me say it, let it be known, man. They're all criminals. What else is there to discuss, man? All of the debating and shit. I was just explaining to my 20-year-old son yesterday.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. I was telling my 20-year-old son yesterday, like, a lot of government, hold on real quick. I think that guy right there is called the police. I think so, we'll see. Which is fine. But I was just telling my 20-year-old son that government is kind of like, let's say you're dealing with like a contractor, and you're trying to discuss what you got to do about your roof. because it's leaking inside the house, all down the wall, from floor to floor. It's a leaky roof. The water's getting inside your house, and now you find yourself mopping every time it rains, trying to figure out where the leak is and what to do to fix it, right? Government is like the contractor that'll come to your house, describe all of the marvelous things that he can do to fix your roof, talk about installing solar panels, all of the beautiful stuff. He'll tell you all of this stuff, right? And then when you say, deal, you're the man for the job, let's go. And then once you hire him and he's on the job, he tries to sell you an overpriced mop, an overpriced bucket. His buddy makes paint, waterproof paint, right? He wants to sell you the paint. He wants to sell you the new furniture. He wants to sell you the mop and the bucket, but he's not going to go right to the root of the issue and just fix the damn leak in the roof. You're forever going to be mopping that if you don't fix a leak in the roof. And that's the issue with the economy and the money. Everybody talk about the economy. You hear people talk about it all over CNN, MSNBC, and all this other stuff, and they all sound so smart and so fancy, but none of them actually, almost none of them ever say that the money was built on a crime, a great act of violence for them to even establish the Federal Reserve and the money in this country. This fiat money, right? They smoked Kennedy. Kennedy was trying to come up with, what was it, Executive Order 11110 or something like that. I think that's what it is. When he was working on fixing the economy by having America make its own money and not rely on the Federal Reserve. As soon as a country has to borrow its money, just know that whoever we are in debt to is who owns us. There's no other way for that to work. And y'all act like y'all so smart, but if you just tell the story for exactly what it is, you will realize that something is wrong here. We do not own this country. Whoever we are in debt to owns the country. Now tell that man or group of men who we are in debt to, tell them to stand out in the spotlight in front of everybody so we can see who we are. So we can see who they are. Or we can see who we are. Like how much of a bitch are we really going to be about this? You do all of the crying and complaining. Everybody just celebrated Independence Day on the 4th of July, and no one wants to talk about how crazy the money is, that the money is fiat, that is backed by nothing. There are multiple crimes, internationally known crimes, about maintained by establishing and maintaining the money system to favor us. That's just the stuff that we've done to each other and ourselves right here, right? That whole Titanic front, Kennedy being smoked, that had something to do with it because who was that? Lyndon Johnson got in office. He threw 11110 the hell out of there. And we never even talked about it again. Like, let's be honest, this is what happened. And when you realize that this is what happened, you have to apply that to the overall picture of what it is you're talking about before you can even mention Kamala Harris to me. Because somebody just asked her, and whoever she go up against, they ain't no better than her. They all suck. I wouldn't vote for my mama for president. All of these guys are crooks. The answer is no from me to all of you. But she was on TV and somebody asked her about what to do about inflation, which sounds like a smart and logical and sensible, interesting question. But it's half the damn story. I don't want to talk about inflation. I want to talk about the system that allows inflation to go, to drive the value of the dollar down where we never retrieve it while we're in debt, 30-something trillion dollars in debt. And y'all got a nerve to talk about a social credit score with me or my actual financial credit score. How the hell y'all giving me any money or anything at all or helping me out in this American dream if you yourself are robbing everybody, robbing me of my bonus money at work and all type of stuff to feed this military industrial complex and to help support the fiat money system and all of your international crimes and everything else you do is all funded by us because of the fucking game. The guys that made the game is fucking winning the game. How the hell that happened? Don't that look strange to you? But then they do all of this stuff, right? Inside of this game that's built to do what it is that it's doing is predictable. You don't think that they didn't understand that inflation had no other place to go but into the pit where it's going right now when they developed this thing, or when you even see it moving in that direction? If these guys are so smart, they know what the economy is going to be like in 20, 30 years depending on other variables. They have to, and if they don't, they're not that smart. I've thought about it myself. And you got a long track record of things being kind of crazy about the money to show you how you can reasonably deduce a certain conclusion that spells doom for the American dollar and the American way of life. And you got them to thanks for that. If you're not going to be real and just say what it is that you're actually dealing with, we're never going to get anywhere. Asking Kamala Harris about inflation is a silly question that only a child would ask. Everybody thought that was a smart question. Ask her, why are we trillions of dollars in debt? How did it get that way? Where is it going? And what to do to get it to zero, even if it takes 200 years? What part are you going to play in a 200-year plan to get the debt to zero? Ask her. She's not going to have an answer. Trump not going to have an answer. Biden ain't not going to have an answer. Obama wouldn't have gave you no damn answer, because the answer is scary. The scary answer to the question is, it was built to do this. You're not going to win. They got something to give you when they knock that shit down. They got something to replace it with. It's a digital currency. They have to do this on purpose, and it has to happen on their terms, so they will make it happen. So when you see the things that make this happen, they go, oh, that was an organic accident, or just a manifestation of just organic life. No, it's not. They will force it in that direction to get what it is that they already told you that they wanted, the digital currency. Don't you know they can't get no digital currency or no one new world order or one world government unless they tell America that it can't be America no more? But you know, you heard them say that that's what they wanted. So you got to expect that they're going to do stuff to make it more likely that they get what they want, even if they got to trick you to get you to support it so that it's easier, so that it looks like you love this shit. You guys are crazy. All of y'all are crazy. All of y'all are crazy. Because your comfort level with being half-cocked and understanding these fucking topics in the first place disturbs me. You guys are way too comfortable thinking that you know what you're talking about when you do not know what you're talking about. You're not even including all of the factors to come to your bullshit conclusion, man. What's with inflation? This is what she asked Kamala Harris. I'd asked her how to get out the debt. And also, I would have gave her a follow-up question. What happens when a debt like this goes into default and they don't want to play the money game with you no more? I've had a car repoed out of my possession in my life one time. And what I found out when they repoed that car, I realized it was never my car. I don't care how many car payments that I made on it. I don't care how close I was to being done. If you don't pay, they come take it. What's crazy is that when they take it, they take all your stuff with it. They don't open the car and remove all of your personal stuff out of there. They take it, bruh. And then they find you in a position of desperation about your financial stability in life, to the degree that they had to repo your shit. And then they tell you, if you want it back, give them 30% more money than what they was asking for in the first place. Insane crazy. But this is what debt does. And you realize we got credit card debt, the housing market, and all this other shit works in a very similar way. So does the American economy, and we owe a debt to somebody. If they call out the debt and say, we're calling it in, bring it in, we want all of the collateral and all of the goods and services or whatever the hell that we have on the loan, this national debt that we have. When they call it in, do you guys have any idea what the collateral is? Your birth certificate completely attached you to future projections of tax paying against the national debt. You are the collateral. So when people say, oh, I feel like a slave going to work to my 9 to 5 or paying the taxes, you feel like a slave because you are, and it's all of us. Brown skin ain't even got nothing to do with it. After they made that money, we was all under the same troubles. The financial system was meant to do this so they can maintain control of you. And you know it because they tax you at 35, 40, 45% of your income for 3-4 months out of the year. You working for free. Ain't that slavery? Because you don't really get too much of a say in that unless you outsmart them. But there should not be an intellectual prerequisite for your freedom for you not to get ripped off by the ones that say that they're there to protect you. There's something wrong with y'all, because all y'all want to be tough, you want to be smart, and ain't nobody trying to stand on what it is that y'all pretend to be standing on. Y'all not even doing nothing. Nobody cares or none of that. I don't care about inflation. I knew it was going to do that. They knew it was going to do that. You didn't know it was going to do that. You got to catch up, man. You got to catch up. There is no other place for it to go but there. You don't know that? Man, come on, man. They already told you they want a digital currency. How they going to do that? You think they can do that and leave the American economy alone? No, they can't. So when they say they want something, but they don't get the proper means or the proper stage to get what they say they wanted, and then other little things start happening to make it more likely, you got to look to them to wonder if they're doing that on purpose. Because there's steps. There's baby steps and things they got to get into place to make this happen. So why all this organic, seemingly normal stuff just happening to favor what it is that they already said they wanted? Y'all got a problem, bro. That's crazy to me. But everybody's so damn smart. Everybody's so virtuous. I think I can't find a cop that loves you more than I do. Period. Because a cop that claims that he loves the fucking public will put a gun to any one of y'all if he wants to stop that car, and you choose not to. And you can't say, oh, you should just listen to the officer. I want you to listen to what it is that I'm saying. Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. Y'all listen with y'all feelings. And this is what the problem is. Everybody got all these feelings, and nobody wants to fucking talk and look at the objective truth. I don't care how much a cop says that he protects his community. Bottom line is, I'm available for the similar protection. Y'all just don't call me. Right? But the fact of the matter is that I cannot and will not stop your car, make you properly identify yourself. A cop will do that. He will make sure that this is you in this picture, and that's you, that's your current address. He will make sure all of that right before he tells you that you got to give him and his buddies money, or they will come looking for you, and that they're always armed. This is what the police say too. But these are the protectors, right? The public servants. Why are they out here extorting people? It's extortion. If you don't see a victim, that is extortion. And you will recognize it for being extortion if I did it. Then it will be no question. But why is it that what somebody goes and does in 6 months of the training or whatever they got going on, any other rituals or brotherhoods that they join, because the cop is a fraternal order. Law enforcement in this country is a fraternal order. All of it is linked to like England, and they try to spin it off the Magna Carta, but what they do, just like they do the Bible, they give you something good that they know that you will resonate with, something that your soul will be searching for anyway in life on earth. They know where your triggers are, pun intended. They know where your triggers are. So what they do then is say, when they go soul searching, give them this Bible full of confusion. When they realize that there are people in society that cannot or will not protect themselves, give them law enforcement. And since you're there, you're already there, you might as well extort them when they're driving too fast. You might as well kick in their dough on a massive weed arrest. Later on, that same state will legalize weed. But what did you just do to somebody 5 years before they legalized it? You ruined a life about something that they were smart enough to understand because they were ahead of the curve that you were on. And y'all just now catching up to legalize weed, like in Illinois, for example. That's where I was born and raised. They legalized it there, and now what the cops will not do to you, they happily did 5 years before then. If anybody can pay attention to me, to listen to what it is that I'm saying and not listen with your feelings, and then ask yourself how you feel about watching a heavy SWAT police raid to bust some weed dealer in Illinois 10 years ago, for example, and he had pounds of weed. And that this man went to jail, he had guns and everything, and he had pounds of weed. Imagine a police raid, how proud they would be to kick in this dude's door with his kids in there, to scare everybody, maybe even tear gas the place, probably beat them up and all type of stuff. It was kind of rough with them. They do all of this just for 5 years later for them, or 10 years later, for them to legalize the weed, that he would never do that anymore. Y'all don't think that's strange that that happened? I know we learn and grow, but let that be a lesson to you that government is all, and we all are as humanity. We are all in the midst of being wrong about something that we don't really know that we're wrong about until much later. And I'm telling you, this idea that you can do all of that to a man claiming to be trying to protect him from the weed when you become the most harmed in his life is ridiculous to me. Because ain't nobody slapped no cheeseburger out of no fat guy's hands the night before he had that cardiac arrest that killed him. Nobody was slapping no food out of his hand or asking him for his fucking ID or his medical history before you serve him the food that killed him. Nobody did any of that. He just died. Now, how many people died of fucking heart disease when all the food is all bad and the poison and stuff they put into it, and ain't none of them went to jail, and y'all taking all these weed dealers to jail while states right in front of everybody are legalizing the weed, refusing to do it. And now you got these contradictions that you're looking right at. One state will treat you like a certain way about the weed, and another state says that they are more in tune with the Constitution by choosing not to do that to you. Y'all are weird. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. And Kamala Harris is a damn goofy. I just seen the thing. 3 things happened to me before I turned this camera on, and I swear the universe is speaking to me. Number one, I got this thing with bees. I've said before, and I switched it from bee to hornet because it made more sense. But when I began this quote of mine, I said it like this. We are bees with stingers out here with these guns. Expect a stinger. What else did you expect? It's natural. It's a defense thing, and I have a right to be like that in defense, and it's just no argument after that. My only prerequisite to this is to be defensive, and I already have that, so now it doesn't matter what I have. Y'all gonna have to calm down. You got to learn how to live with it. If you don't like it, go get one. This is what I was on, right? So I saw a bee. The bee flew right in front of me onto my car as I was loading my shit up. Bee came out of nowhere, buzzed by my ear, and landed on my window on my vehicle. I go, damn, look at that. There's a bee right there. Save the bees, right? I did all that. Shout out to the bees. And then a biker rode past me playing a song, and the song said, I start revolutions, man, that's what I do. And I went, wow, look at that. That's what the lyrics are, right as you pass me by. That's crazy. And then as I was walking over here, some guy rode past me before I could even turn the camera on, did a salute like this to me, and then one like this, and one like this, and then one like this. Already recognized me. He couldn't even see my sign. I couldn't even get away from my car too much. He already knew who I was. He was like, y'all, that's that man right there. I see that AR. So I'm like, man, the universe is telling me to just do this, man. Just do this, man. Real shit. And then you define that by recognizing and then allowing it to motivate you. That's how you give meaning to the shit. I heard somebody say on a video I was listening to on YouTube the other day, discussing the meaning of life, and they was talking about nihilism, solipsism, and some other philosophies about like the meaning of life and consciousness and stuff. And there's a California guy. He's got California plates on his car. Hopefully that's not a rental, that's where he's really from. Because him seeing me do this and he just give the thumbs up, got his wife and his kids in the car, I hope they enjoyed the sight. Because you can't do this in California. I already am who I am. I'm defensive, but they told the police over here not to treat me some type of way because of this. So then the police will refuse to do that. If I did this in California, when the cops are already giving orders to treat a guy like this a certain way, then they act on that. They would shoot me down in California, and then they would act like they were justified in doing that because of what the magical paper says, instead of asking themselves if they were justified for doing that to a guy who was doing that in another state. They wrote some other shit on the magical paper for almost 6 years now. They couldn't possibly even be justified. Once I do this 6 years, where I'm at, I should be able to just go anywhere in the country and go, I don't care what your magical paper says, I've already defined who I am. Y'all all supposed to be under the Constitution. It's a great contradiction when one state won't allow you to do this, or else they get to treat you like a criminal and expect for you to accept it as them being in a morally higher position for treating you in some type of way because I was in California. You couldn't get away with that. You wouldn't even look more for doing that over here for multiple reasons. One being what they wrote on the magical paper. Why the fuck is that the determining factor? But y'all praise the Constitution so much that they go, no, we get to treat the magical paper in that way because y'all keep upholding the Constitution like it's a magical thing. So y'all agree to play the game, we're gonna play the game. And when you play the game, the magical paper fucking rules. And when the magical paper rules, we don't gotta make sense or even be moral about nothing we do. So if a state over here says no to that gun shit and a state over here says yes, we can live in that contradiction because of the magical paper. Y'all sound crazy. It all sounds weird to me. I don't have to sit back and let y'all do this and let to each his own fucking run us into a mass grave. Because that's where we're going, people. They don't like this country. They already said they want a new world order, a one world government, and there's no way they can do that while leaving America alone. So you got to know that. Once you know that, then you got to say, oh, y'all got to fuck with the money, the guns, the free speech, our way of life. Y'all gonna have to fuck with all that shit to get us to do that, especially when we know that we don't want to. Even if you wanted to, even if you agreed to it, it will be a slow and painful process to actually do that, and you'll watch the country change right in front of your eyes, and that's if you agree with it. As soon as you don't agree with it, you have to know that there's a natural response to them wanting to do that when we don't want them to do that, and they gonna get what they deserve too, because ain't nobody gonna like that shit. No one has to like that shit. No masters, no slaves. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with asking for the world to be like that. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? I'm gonna need a thorough explanation before you can even talk to me about Democrat, Republican, oligarchy, patriarchy, motherfucking democracy, constitutional republic. I don't give a fuck about what form of government or system of control you're talking about. Before we can get there, you got to answer some fundamental, natural, real fucking questions. Do you own yourself or not? That's a good one. Ask yourself, do you own yourself or not? Do you? Because if you don't, you sound crazy as a human being for you to say, no, I don't. I'm okay with that. I'll answer the question right now. Trey, the answer is no. Anybody who can answer me in that way, oh, you super weird. You can exit the fucking conversation if that's your response, right? But if your response is yes, I own myself, my follow-up question is, Show me what it is that you can do that cannot be challenged by no one. You can't even pay. You can't even go have a fair exchange between you and an employer without the government saying, "Give me that money." The government is taxing porn businesses. The government is taxing rappers. The government is out here getting porn and fucking rap money right in front of y'all through taxation, and then they use it to go buy the bombs, to go do whatever the fuck they want to do. They make y'all cry the whole time. You don't realize you can't vote for war or not, which is strange to me. You guys are all just a bunch of wannabe ass, smart ass, not too smart at all ass fucking babies, bro. I find it hard to believe that anybody is really even that smart at all, really. Even people that really think they're smart, and I might actually agree that they are smart about some things, to me, and what it is that you have an intelligence about cannot reach to the depths of the human experience to influence that in a positive way, then you're not smart, period. I don't care about your athleticism, because you can throw a football or throw a basketball through a hoop. If your athleticism doesn't involve a rifle and a fight for the justice and the freedom that you claim to appreciate, the same shit you celebrate all the time, if your athleticism won't allow you to do that, then what good is it? You're throwing a ball like a child through a hoop, I don't care. And I feel the same way about your intelligence. I don't care about your intelligence if it's not going to dig deep about what it is to be a human being. Your intelligence won't go there. What good is it? You look silly to me. It's a waste of your intelligence if you're smart, but you can't understand it, or you won't let your mind go there to tell you the objective truth about what it is that we're dealing with. You're a slave. Somebody thinks they own you. Your life gets threatened every day you wake up to cops waking up in the morning, getting their fucking coffee, getting their fucking bear claw or their fucking donut or their bagel or whatever. Whenever these cops wake up to do that, you know what it is that they come out here to do. They say they come out here to protect. I'm not saying that they don't protect, but when they do protect, what they're doing is the duty and responsibility of every grown man in the zone. Anyway, you have to allow men to divorce their natural responsibility to be a protector and not an attacker. Bro, you can't be an attacker, bro. You should make the effort to be a protector. Period. That's just how it goes. Any man who cannot avoid being an attacker and then also refusing to be passive by actually taking the initiative to be a defender, I say, okay, that man is doing what life is meant to do. There's no other place for him to go but in that direction, and there he goes. Good for him. Any man who can't do that has to actively avoid, ignore, and refrain from performing natural calls and duties on his life that is so obvious that when you see people do it well, you celebrate the fact that they're doing that. The celebration should make you look at the guy next to you that's not doing that and say, you got work to do. Did you see him? Why you won't do that? Don't you know the world will be better while you sitting there crying about shit? The world will be better if you acting like him. Why are you not doing it? You sad about the state of the world and won't say, I'll make it better. I promise to be a defender and never to attack anybody, and I will defend anybody because no bully's gonna win around me. Super easy. And you can do that for your neighborhood, for your city. I think you should be doing it for the whole country. As long as the entire country and the entire world is commanding your attention about anything, you need to bring all of that energy right along with you. That you are the defender, promising to never be the attacker, and as the defender, you will back down to no bully. It don't matter what they look like, what they're wearing, who they wear, who sent them with the magical paper says or nothing. No bullies will never get no credit from me for being a bully. I don't care what it is that you've done that's positive. And people say that there is a such thing as a good cop, but there's not, though. I don't think. Their duty in and of itself for what it is to be a cop means that according to their duties, you can find them being extortion artists, puppets, that you can put a cop in one jurisdiction and he can choose to leave that place. Maybe he moves across the country to another jurisdiction where they have different laws. If a cop takes his career from a place where weed is illegal to a place where it is legal to do it, but he supposedly was okay to risk his life and everybody else's to act on the idea that weed is illegal, If he can't bring that same energy with him and then refuse to be a cop in a place where it's legal, I'm going to say that he's not thinking for himself. Whatever the paper says goes, and that's not something that I'm willing to honor or respect at all. I think y'all crazy. And when I paint it like that, and I do talk to a regular person like this, anybody who can deny what it is that I'm saying when you can see this contradiction inside law enforcement ain't even being intellectually honest about nothing. And now I don't got to listen to you or talk to you or respect you or nothing because you're not being honest. I want a cop that made weed arrest to be so much of a cop about it that if they legalize weed where he's a cop, that he quits his job because he does not want to defend no weed in his community, not the use of it, not the sale of it, not legitimately, not on the streets, no nothing. If he hates the weed, he got to hate it enough to quit that job. If they legalize weed where he at. But he's not going to do that. He'll say, yo, the chief tapped me on the shoulder the other day, say, yo, we got a meeting. In the meeting, we talked about how we not chasing y'all about weed no more. So I let it go. I think that's weird. That's proof that he's not thinking for himself. If he's got to leave his own moral compass at home to fit inside of a job, he is being fake as hell for a weak-ass paycheck, and I think that's crazy as hell that y'all will honor that guy because he's protecting. Tell you and your brother and your neighbor that y'all supposed to be protecting, and you sleeping on a job, and you should feel like less of a man for that. Tell them that. You should be telling these kids from when they're kids that they have to grow up to be defenders only, never to be attacking people, and that being the defender means they got to defend every innocent person in their zone of influence, even if it might cost them their life. I tell my kids to be that brave, that they don't have to be a cop to hear or see someone being assaulted or even being killed, and then they got to stay out of it. Why? Because you scared what's going to happen to you? Carry a gun, be the defender. Don't be scared, go save them. And you don't got to be no cop to do that. That's somebody's child losing a fight that they didn't start. I will defend anybody, bro. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. What's going on here? RPM troll the agent. Oh, look at this. I said all this sweet stuff, and then a hater comes in here to say some weird shit. Hey, do not get rid of that hater, you guys. Nobody, what up? Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Nobody get rid of the hater that's in the chat. I want to talk to them. I got your address, tough guy, is what this guy says. Let me point something out to y'all. Okay, so there's a hater in the chat right now making threats, and that's weird to me because I'm a loving, protective, and defensive guy. This guy that's making threats in the chat cannot describe to y'all right now in the chat why I'm a bad person, why I would deserve for him to say what it is that he's saying, and what makes me an agent. What makes me an agent to do this? This was weird to me. Let me show y'all how trapped people's minds are in political brainwashing, and you can prove that people don't even think for themselves at all, that they can only think, understand, and live by what it is that somebody else told them, and they will make no attempts to think outside of that, even when you're giving them the juice. So this is what the issue is. It's legal for me to do this here. Let me show you what I got going on. The AR-15 as usual, right? XD on my side, multiple magazines, all the shit that California is so scared of, right? Look up the laws, the gun laws in Iowa. The state of Iowa, just in 2011, they made it where it's not up to the sheriff to determine whether somebody can get a permit or not. It's not up to his personal discretion or his examination of somebody's police record or history. If they are not felons, they get the gun, period, right? That's what they did in 2011. That opens up some things. After that, I think maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago or so, Iowa went to constitutional carry, which means that if you can pass a background check at the counter when you're trying to buy the gun, which is the same background check they do at the courthouse when you get a gun license, if you can pass a background check at the counter, you're good. You don't got to go ask twice. You don't need no permit. The permit is good for interstate traveling so that they can vet you right away for being good to be armed in other states if you have the license. So the gun permit or the gun license is good for interstate stuff. So I do have that. And I'm gonna show it to y'all. So this idea that it's that I have to be an agent to do what I'm doing, that's untrue. It don't even make no sense. Go look up the gun laws in Iowa. You don't, this is not something only good for agents and then no one else could do this, as if some way, somehow, this is my permit right here. Is just say some way, somehow, I'm doing the government's work by coming out here saying a whole bunch of stuff that don't make no sense, that the government wants you to believe, so I can deceive you guys to lead you down the wrong path to think about some stuff that's not even actually true. In order for me to be an agent, you would have to be saying all of that about what it is that I'm saying, to which you wouldn't even be able to articulate how that would make any sense at all, hater. So if you have my address, what I want you to do is to pull up, because if you pull up after having all of this evidence that you say, oh, you have my address and all this other stuff, that's okay, because I have no personal beef. Any beef that I would have to come from a weirdo who has proven himself to be more prone to violence than I am, because I got all these guns that I'm out here with, like, very often, and I've hurt no one. You are making threats to hurt a stranger because you don't know me, talking through an internet thing so that you can remain a stranger because you don't want me to know who you are, because you know I'll smoke your ass. And you're doing all of this trying to make me look like the bad guy when you're a weirdo. You don't even really know me. You hating on something good. You jealous and mad because you can't even do it yourself. You're kind of dumb because the state you live in won't allow you to do this. So when you see this, you can't even fathom how it's legal, but you're too dumb to look up the fact that it's legal in Iowa and many other states, Texas being one of them. Everybody know how Texas is. We do it like Texas do. Do you understand it now? So I can't be out here to do this. You don't got to be special to do this because I'm not special. I have a gun permit. That's fucking super easy to understand. I just showed it to you. And I've never committed a fucking crime to be convicted of, sentenced to, in jail for nothing at all. Spent 26 hours in the jail cell one time over some dumb stuff. You have to be a felon in Iowa to not be able to do this, and I've never spent any more than 26 hours in the jail cell, and I've never been gavelled to the fucking desk here, to the bench, guilty. Never been convicted of or considered guilty of nothing. So, now that we got the hater out of the way, tell the haters to just pull up so we can see what happens. Because all of the tough talk on the internet is funny, and it's crazy that you would amuse yourself or even try to rouse somebody up with all of this, because it'll never go nowhere. You would never come where I am, and then if you did, you would never survive. I don't even understand what this would even be about. Shout out to the people in the chats that support me. Quinn is up in here. Rick James has been in here. I've seen that. Disambiguation 144, what up? LAF, SIG 3010, what up, man? Wildcat 31, Green Pharaoh. Not everyone who calls you out is a hater. Green Pharaoh, you talking to me? If Green Pharaoh is talking to me, I'm going to need you to confirm that you are talking to me, and then I'm going to need you to articulate how you're hating, how your disagreement is not you hating. I've already proven that everything that anybody would have to say about what it is that I'm doing is already proven to not be worthy of any fear, any hate. Anybody who supports the Constitution and say that they do would have to see me and say, yeah, that's what I meant. Because if you see me and you say, no, I don't like that, then you got to pretend to stop. You got to stop pretending to support the Constitution. Because this is what it is, man. It's not even about feelings or nothing. You guys are weird, bro. That's why I get out here, so I can call you out. Because whenever people pretend to be something and then they come out here with a certain attitude about what it is that I'm doing, then I'd have to make you look back and say, you just called yourself something over here. You're going to have to change what you call yourself and how you think and feel about the idea of freedom if you have a problem with me, and that's undebatable. So speak your piece, bro. Say what it is that you're talking about. That's if Green Pharaoh was talking to me, saying that not everybody that says something in disagreement with me is a hater. Yeah, you are. Because what always comes along with this idea that you're not always right, Trey, or not everyone says something to you as a hater. Y'all never articulate the point. Y'all just argue like this, but you never articulate the point. Say it, bro. Say it. Y'all don't be saying nothing. Haters never really say nothing. That's why I always say that all of my haters are always coming from a place of feelings. If they were coming from a place of logic, they would be so thirsty to explain it to me with the possibility of changing my mind and what I think and feel about this stuff, but I never hear anything. Everybody just always crying and acting like little babies about simple stuff. We're supposed to be grown people, and they always hating, and nobody ever actually articulates anything. That's so weird to me. All you got to do is just talk and say it. You're so damn smart. Say the shit then. Say it. And the best way you can possibly say it, be clear. 2, come on. 2, hurry up, please. Damn. If I'm a troll in your eyes, then stop saying names calling names and throwing like little things around. Explain it to me what a troll is about, because I know where I'm coming from. This was strange to me. I don't think everyone is a hater. I am waiting to hear a very articulate a disagreement to what it is that I'm talking about. So instead of calling names and dancing around it, open the discussion. Tell me what it is about me thinking that everyone's, what'd you say? Let me see. You're a troll in my eyes, Trey, thinking everyone is hating you. Thinking everyone is hating me. I don't, in all honesty, the people out here, the people in the public, you, wherever the hell you are, whoever around you, your best friend, I don't care who all you are. I wouldn't care if you disagree with me, because I already know that I'm solid in where I'm at. The only people that I'm really out here trying to get at to express a discontent with is the government, who we are watching pretend to be protecting rights, while they do everything to fuck with your head to get you to give them up because they know that they can't take shit. That's what I'm talking about. So if you can't articulate what it is that you really got going on, y'all weird to me, man. Yeah, more like silly shit. Do y'all see how silly this is? Hey, let me tell you something that's funny about like childhood and growing up. Some people never actually grow up, right? So whoever this is right here, I can't even see. Salvatore, whatever the hell, called me RPM troll, keep it calm. I'm in your head, boy. You can never be in my head. You know what's funny? I'm in yours. Because I wouldn't even know you exist until you came here to act like a child, because you are a child, and I want you to know that. You are a child. Only a child will act the way you do. And I'm trying to make it very clear to people like you, to government business, to people who think that what we have to do is give ourselves to the magical paper, that whatever they say on the magical paper is what we need to accept as law. When you think in that way about a government that we're all disappointed in, you can only expect down the line in the future that if it's not this administration, that it might be another one who you really don't like. But the bully might come along one day to use all of the tools that are set in front of him on day one to control you, for him to actually control you in a way that none of us are going to like and that we would wish would have never happened. So before that happens, I'm trying to warn people like you and everybody else that you need to be paying attention. Stand up for all the stuff that you pretend to be standing up about, and then either do something or accept the bullshit that you got coming, because it's only going to happen if you let it. Fuck those cowards' feelings. Don't give those haters your energy. See, I come out here to address haters, because preaching to the choir ain't no fun to me at all. If you agree with me, that's cool. I want to make the haters feel stupid, and I want to make the politicians realize that while they're skip to my loop, coast to coast, trying to do everything they can to break down this country into places that make it weak enough to fall for all the things that they said they wanted, that they cannot get right now, while they're going around knocking this shit down. I want to let them know, and the people who are blindly supporting this, I want them to know that somebody can see them, and that we are not actually playing with them at all. That all they got to do is tap the keg, and then they all get what they deserve. That's what's supposed to happen. Who's promoting violence? The sign says hug an AR owner. When trolls come in here to say like weird stuff, it's always kind of crazy to me, because I've already solidified who it is that I'm in when I'm out here promoting, soliciting hugs from strangers. It's already too late. Y'all are weirdos, bruh. Promoting violence. Promoting violence. Right now, with whoever, whatever this is, TISANE, quote me when I said something that was promoting the idea of violence. When the police gets on duty for the first time, and he discusses what the normal protocol is, everything that the police have to do when they come out here to interact with anybody, at the end of everything that a police officer says to you in a traffic stop, If that police officer said, and I quote, if he said this out loud, you will understand where I was coming from. If a police officer pulls you over and at the end of every sentence he said, or I will kill you at the end of every sentence, he would not be exaggerating. He would be thinking out loud. And that means everything he said before then with the implication of hurting you if you don't obey is a threat to your life, clearly a threat to your life that he wants you to understand without him saying. Actually, it's that clear of a threat that he wants you to understand the quiet part that he's not gonna say out loud, but he could say it out loud at the end of every sentence. I, on the other hand, don't have no illusion of authority to make anybody think that they should let me bully them at all about anything. I can't bully nobody. It'll cost me my life, and I know it. I'm out here soliciting hugs from strangers. To say that I'm out here promoting violence is such a childish, scary, silly ass, unintelligent, weird ass, go check your childhood trauma ass fucking response to what I'm saying, that you're laughable. You are going to suffer a great deal of pain in your life because you obviously live under this delusion that for 6 years I've been soliciting hugs from strangers while I'm armed to show people that I can be huggable while I'm armed, that they can't see this as some sign of danger, that the hero's gonna like this gun too. You guys can't be so emotionally swayed by politics when you see a long history of emotional manipulation by politics upon the people so they can get you to do what they want. This is all elementary stuff. So if you can express to me where you see the calling on violence from me, show me where it's at. See, this is what I am to people, a thought criminal. What it is that I think feels like violence to the people that can't understand it. Y'all are some weirdos, bro. RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch, Wu Bang, get a gun. All you haters are silly. There's multiple people in here. This is what I like, and I know who it is too. I'm just gonna name you. There's one troll in here, he might have some friends too. But the guy's name is Cuts One. I think that's who this is, and you're weird. So this is what I want, this is what I want. I'm going to gather my own information. Yeah, Gematria 101, that's right. I dare him to show up in my crib. See, like, this is what's funny to me. The people that say that I'm promoting violence or that I seem like an agent or something are also the ones that are threatening me. So how are you calling me an agent and threatening me? Don't that sound weird? Can you see the childishness? Can you see how hopeless this dude is to be doing this? You can tell that the perception on who I am starts with me about what my intentions are. If you misunderstand me, that cannot define my intentions. That's your problem for misunderstanding, number one. Number two, I've already got confirmation that when I'm out here in public and I get the salute or I get the hug, the occasional hug, I get a lot of those. 6 years almost I've been doing this. I get a lot of hugs. More hugs than you get, you hater. It sounds like you need a hug. You have no idea who I am. But if you would want to threaten me and then come to the house of a guy like me where I have children, I got kids there. Whoever's in the chat threatening me, that's silly to me. You never come to my house. My kids are there. Do you know how I would react if like a threat actually showed up to my house and my kids are in there? I'm probably gonna make a movie out of you. It's gonna look like a Quentin Tarantino movie on my porch if you ever showed up there. You're funny to me. I don't care about none of that stuff. The fact of the matter is, I'm a huggable guy. I've already proven it. Anybody who brings any aggression to what it is that I'm doing has proven themselves to be the problem because I'm not the problem. How would I have been that problem? How would I have been that problem when I'm out here doing this? And it's proven. The people walk up to me, they get the hug. I don't know what it is that you're talking about. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. People understand on site. That's what I love.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. You hear that? The hell yeah? You see that? This is what I'm saying. The haters in the chat are weird. I'm already am who I am. Whatever happens next in any interaction between me and another human being is solely on that person because I'm already who I am. And when they go, hell yeah, when they go by, there's an exchange of love and understanding and a camaraderie in the human experience. That's what happens when you spark that shit from the other side when I'm already here for the love. When it's between me and somebody else, I'm a paid actor. No, the fuck I'm not. That's weird to me. So I'm a paid actor to pretend to be something that I really don't have the courage to be. You are weird. People are weird. I've been working in the aerospace industry for 11 years. Before then, I worked at a coffee shop. I'm not being paid to act nothing. Hey, listen to this though. Pathetic fake shout out. Pathetic fake shout out, they said. Then how come I'm not getting a whole bunch of hate that you think that I deserve? How come that not happening? how can I wrangle that if this is all an act? It's funny to me. Because, hey, whoever said that I'm a paid actor, put in the comments right here what makes you think that I'm a paid actor and how you're going to prove it. That's weird to me. Not a paid actor. Natural as fuck. As far as I know, I'm the only fucking real person on earth. You ever heard of solipsism? It's the idea that my consciousness might be the only consciousness that's real. Everybody else is the figment of my imagination. Possible. I don't know, because I can't prove that it's not. Fact of the matter is, I have never seen anybody on YouTube or nowhere doing what it is that I do. Speaking against all of the stuff that I thought all of y'all were scared of, that y'all were worried about. Who would pay me to pretend to be this, to give some message, to achieve what? Say what it is that I'm trying to achieve by coming out here pretending to be this when I'm really not like this at all. You can come where I am, you can see if I'm like that. I'm all the way like that. What the fuck is you talking about? Who's a paid actor, banned on Facebook, they banned my IP. I'm a paid actor that got banned on Facebook for the activism. Y'all sound so weird to me. Y'all sound so strange. And when you do this kind of stuff, you think that you're poking fun or trolling or getting in my head, but all you're doing is giving me something to laugh at and prove to everybody else that the best that anybody can do when they go against what it is that I'm doing is to pretend to know me enough to say that I'm a paid actor, that I'm not really about this and all this other weird ass stuff, that they can't even prove, that they don't even know me or nothing. I'm recording right now and I'll put it up on my channel with a link. Donate to me, keep it up. This is definitely the same troll that had been here before, saying the same stuff with a whole bunch of different like YouTube channels and stuff like this. The fact that people can make multiple YouTube pages and do all of this weird stuff is crazy to me. The fact of the matter is I'm a whole superhero out here. Everybody's scared to do this and everybody pretend to love the Constitution. I'll show you what a love for the Constitution really supposed to be, and then I come out here to show you that I'm not playing. I'm the hero. And I'm not going to be scared to look defensively aggressive to a bad guy. Anybody out here who's scared of me, who ain't never did nothing to nobody, got no plans on doing nothing to me, you will never see me, the aggressive side of me. Anybody out here who's potentially dangerous to other people and stuff, when they see me, they're going to be nervous too, and then they should be. I hope a bad guy sees me and gets real nervous. Hero Zero. From a clown-ass goofy who ain't got no guns, who don't like gun ownership, who couldn't even defend his own fucking life, who don't want to see nobody else defending their life, who thinks that the government should get away with taking guns from people, who do think that the government is fine the way they are, that it does not need a revolt or a change. I, on the other hand, think that it's very obvious that it's not my opinion, it's not what it is that I want or think or none of that. I don't want for this to be true. I can only say what's actually true. And what's actually true is the government has already did all of the things that make them worthy and deserving of a revolution. That's not my opinion. That's observation, and I don't know what else I'm supposed to say when I see that as being the absolute fucking truth. Now you're telling me that the government or somebody else is going to pay me, a black guy in the middle of fucking Iowa, who's banned on Facebook, how that happened? Why they won't unban me from Facebook and let me rock the Facebook, bro? So I can really blow up if I'm some paid thing. Why the hell my YouTube not going up? 6 years, I ain't even got 5,000 subs. In 6 years, do I look like I'm a paid agent? Where does money at I'm supposed to be getting paid?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I make 6 figures working in the aerospace industry and I'm still living check to check because I keep buying guns and spoiling the hell out of my kids. Where's this agent money at? Fucking goofy. Put it in the chat what makes you think that I'm a paid actor and then how you can prove it. What makes you think that? You have to say that part. Calling all of these names and shit is making you sound childish, goofy, stupid. You don't care about your own life, or else you will be building your own fucking channel to be doing what it is that you think that I should be doing. I'm a paid actor. This is so weird to me, but people told me that as you grow even a little bit, you will get the haters, the people who have to like attack you because they just hate who you are. And they can't say that they admire you because it makes them feel bad about themselves. They can't say that you're an awesome guy doing some good shit because it makes them recognize that they not doing shit, that they ain't gonna never be shit. So the only thing they can do to make themselves feel better is to throw stones at you. Trey, this is gonna happen. This is what they said to me, right? And now I'm seeing it because that's cool. Because all of the hater, all of the talk, all of the bullshit, you have to articulate something so that you convince everybody else or whatever this truth is you're trying to put out here. Don't you know you gotta do that? Damn, you crazy. I guarantee none of their own family ever calmed them. Where am I located? I don't miss. I think I've seen that screen name before. I know you, whoever this is actually on 5 or 6 or 7 YouTube channels right now, YouTube accounts, commenting, trying to make it look like there's a bunch of people that got a problem with me, but it ain't though. It's one person. And you can tell too because they use the same insults and the same angles when they insulted me and stuff like all the time. But it's like multiple people who couldn't even know each other. How could they all know each other? You telling me that all of the people that are in the chat disagreeing with me are friends enough that they talk the same, that they're right next to each other, that they all join my live all at the same time every time to make the same claims and insults, but none of them speaks up with any kind of empirical evidence or claims or tie me to other people who you know is also an agent and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make a video of the guy who I know is trolling me right now so I can show you how much of a bitch he is. Because when I cornered him with a guy that he knows and respects, and that the guy that he knows and respects stood up for me and told him to chill out, he backed down like a little bitch, and I'm gonna show y'all the video of it because I recorded the phone conversation. And then when he gets in his feelings, he'll just come back here and troll me like the conversation never got squashed. But it did though. He backed down like a bitch like I thought he would. So now I'm gonna make the other video exposing more of who he is. Promise you will win what? Oh, okay, are you in my vicinity right now, Mr. I Don't Miss? I'm on the corner of 3rd Street Southeast. And hold on, I gotta go over here to see where the other street sign is real quick. Street Southeast and 11th Ave. I'm on the corner of 3rd Street Southeast and 11th Ave in Cedar Rapids, Iowa right now. There's a ray gun. Look at this store right here. Here's a landmark for you. You see that? You see that store right there? I'm standing right outside that store. There's no way in hell that an inarticulate hater would find my live, not be able to articulate what it is that's wrong with me and my message, to claim that I will be an agent, a paid agent at that, and that he wants to know where I am so much that he is looking for my address and that he's found it. And they did out my address. He outed my address about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and still nobody pulled up. So that's crazy to me. But you expose yourself for being a violent one when you act like there's something wrong with me and my message and what it is that I'm saying, when in reality, you the one making all the threats. That's weird to me. That's weird. Making threats too, for real, that's crazy, that you would never stand on. Because I will put 30 in your upper deck, I'm gonna overdo you. It'll be self-defense, and they'll take me to jail anyway, because I'm gonna overdo you. Then I have to explain to the judge why I did that. They're gonna take me to jail anyway, and I'm okay with that too. I'm gonna overdo you. 30 above your collarbone. I can't wait to see you. RPM supports anyone who wants to take away the Second Amendment. No, whoever said that I support anyone who wants to take away the Second Amendment is such a child. Let me explain it to you, because that is the same troll too. Rami, you're the same troll. That's all one person doing all of that trolling in the comments. Now I'm going to explain it to you how an idiot who doesn't know how to compute, who doesn't know how to analyze, who doesn't understand cultural talk, how they can misunderstand something and then run off with it because they like to misconstrue, take things out of context and take one little piece, and they go, oh, he said this. So this motherfucker says that I want to support anyone who wants to take away Second Amendment rights. What it is that I said was, hey, I'm gonna end this live stream right now and I'm gonna come right back, because y'all hear that? They're having a dance party in the car, and then the sounds do the funny. Yeah, I'm out of here. RPM Trey Vietnam Wu Bang in this bitch. Get a gun today. I'm coming right back with another live. Give me about 3 minutes. 3 minutes.